All right, as promised, we have with us the ambassador for Save the Children Philippines. Her name is, you're probably familiar to her. You've seen her on TV. It's Showtime and some of the teledrama shows in ABS-CBN. Friends, please welcome Miss Ria Atayde. Hi, Ria.
Oh, hi, Boris. Good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, good day to you. Thank you for taking time to do this.
Of course, for save.
Yeah, for save. And offline, we were just talking about. I think that's the common denominator that we both have is that our love for Save the Children and the advocacy that they do. But before we talk about that, and that's primarily why we're doing this particular episode with Breakthrough. But Ria, I know a lot of people who's probably listening right now are interested about you and your background and how you entered showbiz. Everybody quite fairly knows that you're the daughter of the Sylvia Sanchez. She's one of the legends in Philippine showbiz. Did it ever came as a natural thing for you and your brother to enter show business?
Well, I think it was always an option that was available, but it wasn't like the first option that I thought of, if anything. I didn't actually think I'd end up here, but here I am.
Before that, was there ever a plan? I know you mentioned to me that you finished communication arts,
Uh-huh.
but what was your general ambition during after school? Was there ever an ambition outside of
Actually, if I'm
showbiz?
being honest, I didn't really know what I wanted to do after. That's why I gave this a shot as well, siguro. Kasi nga, it wasn't like I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, and then here I am. Yeah.
But acting has always been a passion of yours.
I figured it out when I was closer to acting already. Yung parang when the opportunity to audition came, that's really the only time that I even considered uh getting into it. I mean, the opportunity to audition doesn't really come to everybody. So I took that opportunity and yeah, there. Parang I feel like everything just followed after. Then I realized it's something I want to do pala, that it's something that I see myself enjoying. And there, 5 years later, I'm still here. Wala
Yeah.
naman.
What was the most significant project that you've had, or what's your favorite so far?
That's hard. Hmm. But I think siguro because it was my first most challenging role. I have two. Sige, fine. My first time working with my brother for an MMK episode, but that was super quick, but still very memorable and my favorite. And siguro my dear heart in terms of my personal career, only because it was such a good role and they really gave me a good opportunity then. Yeah, there, those two, I think. 2017 and December 2018, yung MMK, me and my brother.
Because the roles are meatier, it's meaningful. Do you like to delve into challenging roles, and what would your dream roles be eventually?
I mean, of course, as an artist, diba, you wanna keep challenging yourself and pushing the limits and seeing like how you're gonna be able to come up with a character and how you're gonna be able to craft it differently from your last character. So yeah, there's a lot of that. But in terms of siguro my dream roles, well, me as long as there's work, whatever's there. Pero if I were to pick, I'd want somebody with a mental condition siguro
Mhm.
or a lesbian.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Typically, characters that you don't find yourself that you're not
Yes.
into, right? So good. Is acting definitely it, or there? Would you like to diversify somewhere else, like hosting,
Actually,
singing?
I've explored hosting already. I was given an opportunity over the quarantine to host the talk show of TV5, Chika Besh. Okay then. I think I just, acting is really more, I'm more attached to acting than any other aspect of the industry, I think. But of course, if there's hosting opportunities, go lang. Pero acting priority.
Talaga. Okay, that's good to know. You actually strike me as somebody who would host very well.
Ay,
Who's
wow. Thank you.
somebody who would be a good presenter. You actually remind me as other people mentioned that you look like Maggie Wilson to a certain extent. No. Well, at least parang in the way you talk, in the way you present yourself and handle yourself. So maybe it actually comes natural to be like an ambassador for Save the Children or ambassador for an advocacy because you do need to speak and be a spokesperson, right?
There's
How
that too. Yeah. How did I
sorry,
end up with Save the Children? Is that what your question was?
guys. Yeah. So how did you end up being well, first of all, how did you get involved with Save the Children? How did you get to know them?
Okay, so my one of my really good friends from college, Kim Rodriguez, she ran with me for student council. We ran on the same slate and we both served student council sabay. After college, she ended up being one of the people that works for the, I believe, the marketing of Save the Children.
Oh, okay.
And early on, even before I was acting, I'd help here and there. I'd ask for like opportunities to help as well. I even went to one of their like visits, I think. But sa mga ganun, I was already making epal even before I was actually an ambassador. And then years later, they asked me, and I mean, it was natural to just say yes because I really do have a lot of advocacies, and it's nice na finally I was given the opportunity also to really just focus on one. Kasi mahirap
Mhm.
yung maraming advocacies, di ba? Like,
You spread yourself thinly, yeah.
yes, di ba? So
I
there,
like
it all started. It's because of my college friend, really.
I like how organic that was. It's not something like you that they tap you out of nowhere and you weren't really involved. And you even said you were part of a field work. You
Yeah.
went to one of their
We
communities.
went to Caloocan, I think. Caloocan.
Okay. And
Yeah.
your friend is still there. She's still working in their marketing
She
department.
left for a bit and then she's back.
Ah, talaga. That's amazing. So at least you know somebody, not just somebody who
I mean, they all really like, they're all very nice. They all treat me so well. Like,
Mm-mm.
it's nice. They're all very, very sweet also.
What is the first thing that you liked about the advocacy of Save
I,
the
I,
Children?
I really believe kasi that, the children are very, not for anything, but I feel like children in society tend to be, hindi naman sa look down upon, no? Pero parang not given as much importance in the sense na even their opinions aren't really valued, even their, like, with this whole COVID thing, like, as anybody, like, they just decided, okay, bawal yung mga bata. I understand, but like, how do the kids feel about it? Like,
Mm.
I think it's that. It's really like Save pushes for the children's rights, and I think that's something I strongly believe in, because I strongly believe that whatever happens to you as a child will strongly affect you as an adult, because I'm living proof of that. Everything I've been through as a child to this day, mga nakatatak pa rin sa utak ko. So of course, if the children truly are the future of our country, might as well protect the ones that will be the future as well, diba?
That is so true. That's so true. It's quite developmental, right?
Mm-hmm.
However we are brought up or the influences that around us when we were children definitely goes a long way in our adult adult years. Is there a specific advocacy that you particularly would like to be involved in to save the children? Is it children's rights, children's education?
Actually, I love that they tap into different aspects. Like there's nutrition, there's children's rights, there's education. All of that, I feel strongly for naman.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the one that I'm particularly involved with the most, I think, would be children's rights. I'd say. Or I don't know, all of it. Hindi ko alam. I feel like whatever's there, I really just take the chance to be part.
Yeah, you do strike me as kanina lang when you were like mentioning some of the statements early on, you were actually very quite strong about children's right and children having access and being entitled to a lot of the things that they should have. Where's that coming from? Is that something that you witness from your own experience, or is it from someone looking from the outside?
Okay, I think it also has a lot to do with my history as a person. Like, I've been so exposed to a lot of communities. Like, when I was studying in high school in Poveda, we were always exposed to communities with a lot of children. And then BLSU also had a lot of like outreach programs where children were also involved. So I think it was really that. And then, I have a little brother, I have a younger sister. So I feel like all these factors combined, like, just led me to that. Yeah.
And probably also the values, right? I mean, Pobeda, Lasal, and your family values probably kept you grounded from that
Yeah.
uh, ideology that your children needs to be prioritized in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, I mean, nobody out there would actually say detrimental things about children, but if truth be told, it's not necessarily prioritized in a lot of our policies and what's happening here. And
Teachers, diba? Like, they're not given as much importance as you figured they deserve, or they need. Oh, I think also another thing pala, I played a teacher. My first role was a teacher. So feeling ko, dun ko na-realize, having to mingle with a lot of kids at work, even if it's just a scene, you realize how hard it is, and you realize how important it really is for the children, diba? There's that too, I think.
oh yeah, you probably have the heart of a teacher as well.
Maybe. I love my teachers. They've all been such big help to my development as a person.
Yung what you mentioned a while ago about children's rights, if there's one thing that Save the Children is obviously quite strong in advocating, is children's rights. They're really high on protecting kids, and they're really lobbyists when it comes to these programs for our government and the policies. Now, let me segue a little bit. You mentioned a while ago about visiting one of their communities. What was the experience like? Can you share us what did it feel like at going to Caloocan, one of the communities sponsored or supported by Save the Children?
I feel like every time you experience something like that, you realize the gravity of the situation din kasi. No,
Hmm.
actually, what I really like about Save as well is they're open to educating us about the situation that's going on. So it's nice kasi we get exposed, we get information, and I think going to Caloocan helped open my eyes din talaga na, okay, this is crucial, this is important, and I was very impressed with the work of Save also then. Yung parang it's nice that they really, grassroots, they go to the communities, they feed, stuff like that, and they maintain communities. It's not like a one-time pakain thing. It's like a continuous program na would actually come up with change instead of just a isang birthday na, alam mo yun, may pa dinner lang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. It's not a one-time thing. Like it's not like they dole out something and then that's it. It's
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that? I think a lot of people do not understand that and the distinction of what Save the Children does in community. How does it different? I mean, normally di ba tayo sa school, for example, pag nagkaroon ng donation drive, ginather.
Nation drive,
Oo.
medical program. Usually kasi what I noticed with a lot of not naman organizations, but with a lot of efforts towards children and nutrition and whatever, medyo one-time thing lang talaga siya. Like, pupunta kayo sa community once, you'll feed there, you'll do a medical mission, and after that day, wala na. What I like about Save is they actually maintain their communities. Hindi siya yung once lang pupunta in a month. They actually do a lot of things with the community. They help the parents as well, livelihood programs. Meron din silang ganun. And I like that Save also doesn't just focus on the children. They focus as well on the family na sobrang crucial din sa growth ng children. I mean, even just with through the pandemic, diba? They distributed like family hygiene kits. Like usually pag ganon, if it's child-based, you just gives a child. With Save, it's really like pinag-iisipan, like the whole family is part of it. Like kunwari, with nung Typhoon Rolly, I know they had a donation drive, and Ulysses. I know they reached like, wait, I remember talking about this, 10,000 individuals, and 4,800 of that was children kasi. And then they did like yung family hygiene kits. They had face masks, alcohol, water, or containers, I think, and household stuff, and sheets for temporary shelter. So you know what I mean? It's like very thought out. It's not just like, okay, let's give them food. Let's do this. It's really like, okay, how do we help this community through time? Not just now. Not the one-time thing. Yung alam mong may nagbabago talaga.
Yeah, agree. I think in social work they call that community development. So they're concerned about the entire holistic development of one community. And you know what I say, it takes a village to raise a child. And Save the Children does that. So pag nag-donate ka tuloy, if you make a donation, it's pulled together. It's not like your donation just bought a bag of Noche Buena treats and that's it. So it's just a one-time thing. They dump it and then they're gone. Save the Children, they're really there. They stay there. And that's what I fell in love about the entire idea. It's transformational, to be honest. I mean, if I am to choose another word. Sorry, Ria?
I super agree. I think also beyond that, kasi beyond just the physical help, they also provide, psychosocial help. And there's also like, they provide help in so many ways. And it's nice because that's really what we need.
Have you ever encountered those psychosocial help that programs that they did? Did you have a first-hand experience on that? Or what's your understanding of what they do exactly?
Actually, I haven't had first-hand experience on all of that, but I know there are a lot of programs and like mga things with the communities where they get to talk about these things.
Yeah,
I'm not the one part of the community, pero what I do more is really just help promote really all the efforts of Save, and when they need somebody to be there, I'm gladly. Sobra.
I want to ask that question now, and why do you do it? I mean, I know you said that you're genuinely connected with the cause and all that. Why do you? And like right now, you're a spokesperson for Save the Children. You're talking as if you're part of them. What's the inner drive that leads you to do this?
Well, I mean, apart from the fact that Save really makes me feel involved, they ask for my opinions, they ask for my thoughts, they inform me, they offer to educate me. I think it's really that, apart from me believing in the cause, it's that when you put out that kind of energy, it goes back to you. And not only that, parang I really believe that, we should all help each other. And I feel like this is the best way I know how at this point, and Save has given me the opportunity to be able to do that all the time. So I think it's really that, beyond just like, I feel like it's also social responsibility.
It's very, yeah.
It's part of being a citizen. You have to be actively looking out for your fellow citizens who need the help most. And like I said, we have a lot of underprivileged children, and yun. I think
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a personal responsibility. It's altruism. I think everybody should have that one way or another. And for someone as young as you, being other person centered or out of yourself type of thing, it's really admirable. Do you think that your generation is more involved? As in, like your generation, laki ng gap natin. But do you think your generation needs more motivation to be more involved like you, or are there more angels like you wanting to go out there and help?
Honestly, I feel like our generation and the generation younger pa than me, diba, millennials, yung Gen Z, I feel like, I don't know if it's just the people I'm around, kasi I don't know if it's like the circle, pero I've noticed that there's a lot of effort talaga to help, especially from the youth. I mean, we have Kids for Kids, Future for Future, stuff like that. Ang daming efforts now that are led by, there's ACO.org, there's a lot of youth organizations, and it's nice to see the youth taking an active role in social change, diba? Pero if anything, I feel like the youth has to be a little bit more active. I mean, walang problema dun sa charity. I think it's more the governance part and the accountability of government that people are a little bit more with. Mas politics yung kakulangan yata of our generation pa. I mean, we're generally more vocal, pero I feel like in terms of voting, in terms of voter registration, I feel like dun pa yung room for improvement for our generation.
I agree. Our generation, I mean, your generation, hindi nga pala tayo ka-generation. Millennial ka, phillennial ako. Feeling millennial. Pero hindi. I'm Gen Z. But I agree. I think you guys don't lack charity and altruism. I think a lot of the younger people right now are really going out there. In terms of volunteerism, it's very high, and that's a very good analysis. What you just said. It's really more of the governance and the politics and influencing policy making, so to speak, because we really need that.
Yeah, no, yes. And I think kasi parang part of it is my fear pa rin. Because we're still younger, and it's intimidating because everything in place is already yung mga taong older than us and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's room for improvement. But everything else, I have nothing to complain about. Sobrang altruistic ng generation namin and sobrang ma-charity. Ang daming efforts. Even yung mga artists, art for a cause. Alam mo yun?
Diba?
It's nakakatawa actually. Sobra.
Bakit that's an aspect that you could actually be part of in Save the Children? Because I know they're very heavy on advocacy as well. Maybe that's an area that you can be.
We were actually talking about it, like all of that. And I actually have another, I wouldn't say it's an org. It's not an org. It's a collective of individuals. We have We the Youth Vote for voters registration naman. That's another aspect that I'm also working on.
Maybe that's also the reason why Save was drawn to you, Ria. You're not just a giver. You're actually an intelligent giver. You have a mind of your own. You speak up and that's really what a spokesperson does. I mean, they just don't make an appeal. They make sense and they voice out their opinion and all that.
Thank you.
Kaya ako lang din siya nabanggit because I know Save the Children has been lobbying for a lot of things. Diversity is one. The other one is early childhood education. Do you know that it's the most neglected parang policy in the country? And if you think about it,
hard din kasi because nga walang budget for it. So at least sana
exactly,
talaga ng Save. I think that's where we come in, more easier siguro to budget resources sa Save than elsewhere. Alam mo yun?
And I guess that's why Save is very much into this Project Aral program that you and I both know. It's just to ensure the continuation of education, that everybody continues to learn. Were you ever involved in that campaign recently?
More for promos online and it's really hard to do anything now. But as far as I know, Project Aral is, they provide learning kits for children. So that's with writing and art materials and mga books for their age. And as far as I know, also mga smartphones or gadgets that they can use because, given the pandemic, not everybody has access to education now.
Yeah, that's true. And I think they also do parang parent education because eventually they become the home-based teachers. Mm-hmm. And if they're not equipped as teachers, even if they're, God knows some of them may not even be equipped as parents. So by the time they actually get to teach their kids, they probably don't know how. So that's actually a struggle right now, and we don't know what's going to happen. But I'm glad Save the Children is actually doing that at the moment, just challenging people like you and me to make a donation so that a learning kit is given to every child under its program per family. And it's something that's probably going to continue for 2021 as well, because, I don't think even with the promising vaccine in the offing, I don't think our new normal will go back to the old normal. I think we're going to progress more into this new situation.
Life now.
Yeah.
Ang dami rin naman natutunan ng society na sana mabitbit natin after all of this, diba? I don't know. But going back to Project Aral, I like also talaga, like what you mentioned, they involve the parents because important yun, super important. They have, I know, as far as I know, Project Aral also has like digital offerings for the parents so they can get information that can help them. Galing.
I know they're also producing more digital materials because, yun na rin yung kulang ngayon. Eh. I mean, you don't necessarily go to YouTube and find early childhood materials there. It's really more entertainment. But and I think they're trying to do that, and that's good. I know we need that right now, and we need that a lot. Um, what was the most significant? I'm sorry to put you on the spot here, but for every donor or advocate, we normally have this treasured moment where we actually gave something. What was a significant contribution or act of duty that you've done for Save the Children recently?
You know what? I feel like kasi online is just really the way things have been lately. So it's hard to say. I actually feel like I haven't been doing much. Um, yeah, parang not lately. I don't, kasi puro nga online lang eh. Wala pang mga,
But you cannot undermine that, Rian. So because online is the way to go now.
no,
So
but I feel like puro, like all I've been doing are mga, the promotionals for the cause. I mean, I've also donated, of course, but iba pa rin kasi for me yung field work na nandun ka.
yeah, that's
It's
true.
hard for
That's
me
true.
to answer that question. But in terms of the sense of fulfillment with Save, I feel like even just whenever they said they launched Heroes from Home and they had me involved in that. And I feel like just the fact na they think I'm credible enough to help them with all these programs, that's already fulfilling for me as a person.
Mm.
You know, they keep me, I really appreciate talaga that they keep me involved. Yun
I
yun.
I get you. I know what you're saying. Ako rin, I feel like I need to be out there. I need to be touching things. I need to be experiencing things. And I need to be bringing things para lang alam ko talaga na I'm involved. But I just want to encourage you because, Save the Children has raised so many funds recently. And I think, and I'm biased about this, but I know that among all the international NGOs out there, at least in the Philippines, uh, Save the Children was able to pivot very well when everybody was gone. I mean, when everything went dark and nobody, all the programs were suspended, postponed. Save the Children, buhay na buhay. They were still alive and kicking on Facebook, and they were gaining traction. I know they just had. I think they're having a concert lang today with their Christmas special, and celebrities are contributing. But it's that the value of that. It's making the right amount of noise so that people will not forget. And I think that's how they're able to sustain their programs. Otherwise, they'll be suffering like the other foundations. They're not getting the right amount of donations, and at the end of the day, it's the beneficiaries that are suffering. So I think your influence has really helped then bring it a long way.
Sana naman. I hope so. I hope my bearing. They also launched the reading campaign over the
Save it stories.
favorite stories. I actually had to open for that. Yun din. I like that they have, apart from just the reaching out, there's also interactive things like that. Na they were able to get a lot of celebrities on board that. And like you said earlier, there was eSave Natin ng Pasko, which was December 18 to 19, an online concert. And in fairness talaga to the lineup, it's nice to see because, this is the work that we do for Save is not paid for. So it's nice to see na there are celebrities, Gary Valenciano, Lea Salonga, Tomartin Rivera, Regine Velasquez, Ogie Alcacid, Arnel Pineda, Bamboo. I know Gian Magdangal, Kayla Rivera, Lara Maiga. Have you heard Lara Maiga?
Yeah,
She's
fantastic.
And then si Piolo's nephew. Sam Shof, yun. I know they had a lot of like performers, so it's nice, like you see na people trust Save, and it's nice to see, especially now na ang daming causes coming up. A lot of people are coming up with drives to help and all of that. But yeah, there's consistency kasi with Save, so that's what's nice.
Yeah, I like what you just said, yung consistency. And I think it referred to what you said a while ago also, that they constantly involve you, they educate you, they equip you. And I think that's the other difference too. Whether you're a celebrity or an ordinary donor, I think Save does that. Parang they really give you enough knowledge to understand what they're fighting for, what this campaign is for, because they believe that transformation is not just to the beneficiaries or the end receivers of the donation, but it's also to the givers. So I want to ask this to you, Ria. So How long have you been with Save the Children? Is it like 3 years now?
Oh my God, no. Actually, officially as an ambassador, just no March. Officially as an ambassador.
Talaga? But when you were with your friend, it's like about 2 years from now?
Years ago or mga 2 years ago pa nga, 4 years siguro. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
remember
I think I was
anything.
referring more to that. But
Yeah.
so, what do you think Save has changed in you as a person in all of this?
I
What
think
has
more than anything, it has given me a direct like cause. Yun nga, like I said before, I had so many causes that was always so hard na parang I didn't know to prioritize. I didn't know like okay, what do I want to pour my energy into? But now with Save, at least I was able to find talaga that one thing, which is children, that I can focus all my energy towards. And it's really that. I think it's important for all of us to figure out what exactly it is we want to advocate for. I mean, I also have the environment. I also have old people. I also, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that. That's still there. But for me, I think priority na yung child. At least it gives me something to focus on. And hindi yung maraming kalat-kalat. I think it's really that. Purpose.
and dami mong involvement but it's good. I mean, it's admirable. Ria, what's your message to everyone who's listening right now, or what's your message to the world, whether it's related to Save the Children or being altruistic in one's life?
I think no matter like well, first of all, no matter what the help is help. So don't dismiss, like what you said earlier, online lang yung sinasabi ko. But any form of help is still help. And that's still something that will be able to help make a difference.
Hmm.
I think we also have to remember that, you know, we are not alone in this world. No man is an island, like they say. So let's take care of one another, especially because there are so many people that were meant to be taken care of but aren't able to be taken care of. So as much as it shouldn't be us doing that, I feel like we should take on the responsibility because who else will do it? Tayo lang, you know what I mean? We're all Filipinos. Let's all help one another. And I think don't worry about like what goes out of you because that will come back tenfold. Is it if it's financial, if it's energy, if it's like positivity, that will all come back to you. Just share because we were blessed to share our blessings. I strongly believe in that. Yeah.
Beautifully said. I mean, we are blessed so that we can be a blessing. We are meant to share and give. Wow. Now let's focus on our appeal for Save the Children. What would you like the people to know in or about Save the Children, and how can they get involved, Ria?
How can you get involved? Okay. Ang dami kasing effort ng Save ngayon. You know, like
Yeah.
there we have you can donate online, you can reach out to Save. I know they also accept donations that are in kind. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to be of help. You can be a volunteer. Maybe wag muna ngayon since everybody's scared of the pandemic. You know, the pandemic is still there. But yeah, just go to the Save the Children website. They have all the information there. In fairness to Save, sobrang well-maintained ng social media. Ang daming information readily available when it comes to Save.
Yeah.
If anything, like, since it's Christmas, there's eSave ang Pasko. May i-regalo sa mga bata. Yes, I think that's, since the concert's done already, you can't buy tickets to help there. So, i-regalo sa mga bata. You can register for a Simply Giving page, which is just like the same page as Heroes from Home. Instead of giving your Christmas gift, I mean, you know, basically, what we're requesting people to do is to give up your Christmas gift, you know. Instead of asking for gifts, or you give your friends and family the option to donate to Save instead of giving you a gift. And I think that's a beautiful gift, you know. You get to help other people. You get to help people through the pandemic. You get the, you know, it's a pretty good thing. That's bit.ly/E, capital E, capital S. That's eSave Pasko. That's capital E, capital S, capital P. bit.ly/eSave Pasko. And it has all the information there.
All right. It's actually a very simple way to demonstrate selflessness, right? I mean, it's quite easy. I mean, give up the gift that you're supposed to receive, parang, and then give it to a less fortunate child and his family.
Yes. And yeah, if they want to know more information and Save the Children, that's Save the Children Philippines. Save the Children Philippines, correct? I'm like, Save the Children Philippines on Facebook, and then Save Children PH on Instagram and Twitter. So
All
yeah,
right.
lots of options. Come,
And
let's help. Let's
yeah,
help.
and no, on the website, they can always go to donate.savethechildren.org.ph. Don't forget the PH at the end because that's for our country, the Philippines. Ria, how are you spending your Christmas?
Just at home. It's, COVID has hit my family a couple of times, so we're very, very paranoid about it as well. So stay at home, and then I feel like we are gonna meet up with the rest of the family, pero may testing, para safe. Yun lang, just at home, simple.
It's all about family rin naman talaga, di ba?
Parang this year really put things into perspective for all of us.
Before we end, since it's almost like a Christmas episode, it's a few days before Christmas, any Christmas message that you have for everyone out there?
Oh my God, I know 2020 hasn't been the best to all of us, but I am hoping that you all still feel the Christmas spirit, as hard as it may be, because there is still so much to be grateful for. There's still hope. I hope you start to feel the hopefulness that the Christmas season brings. And yeah, I strongly believe that giving is better than receiving. So again, please donate to Save the Children. And yeah, happy holidays, everybody. It may not be the same, but I'm sure as long as you are filled with love and as long as you accept that love, you will have a fantastic holidays.
There you have it. Miss Ria Atayde, Save the Children Ambassador for the Philippines. Ria, you represented Save the Children very well. Thank you for joining us today.
So much. It means so much to me.
All right. God bless everyone. Thank you for listening.